What is going on, beautiful folks? Welcome to another episode of Mornings with Lee Hammock, your favorite self-aware narcissist. Today, we're going to be talking about how do narcissists act? How could they act? How could they react when and if they see you in public after the discard phase, after the breakup, no matter how long it's been. Y'all, before we hop into today's episode, y'all, if you have any questions, concerns, want to check out my support group, want to email me, everything is available at mentalhealness.net. www.mentalhealness.net. Everything is available. So, narcissistic people are going to act a monkey when they see you in public, y'all. But not all of them will. Not all of them will. It really just depends on what they're going to do and how they're going to behave and how they're going to act, right? Because, like I said, no two narcissists are the same. I feel like that's an established point. No two narcissists are the same. It's kind of like fingerprints, right? This fingerprint there. These are both fingerprints. All four of these are fingerprints, but they all are different. Like none of them will look the same under like a microscope or whatever. That's why fingerprinting is such a unique way of catching criminals. So it's like fingerprinting is a unique way of catching narcissists too, right? But no two are the same. So in this space, it will make sense that like they're going to react differently or treat you differently in public. Let's say we're gonna give you a couple of examples. Let's say you discard them, you break up with them, and they are not ready for you to break up with them. Like they don't have a new supply. They go you go no contact with them or very low contact, whatever the situation is. And now they're reaching out to the kids. Now, like I said, now they're reaching out to you. Now they're reaching out to the kids. Now they're doing all this other stuff and they can't get a hold to you. They don't see you. And all of a sudden they run into you in public. A lot of times in that situation, they're going to bombard you. They're going to approach you. They're going to run up on you. There's this woman in my support group, the mental healers, mentalhealness.net. She's my support group. She says her narcissistic ex, because she works on a school campus, she's with no contact. He can't see her anywhere else. He comes to her job on school campus and just antagonizes her, trying to make small talk because he can't see her anywhere else. She doesn't want to see him outside of that space. So it sucks that she has to go through that. She's battling that. And I told her to go ahead and record him just in case, he starts acting a monkey or he starts behaving very differently or uniquely and whatnot. That's one way they could behave. They could bombard you with attention. They could just be begging and pleading and crying. They could attack you. Some narcissists could get very dangerous and attack you while you're out in public, right? Because that's a distinct possibility as well, right? But narcissistic people, toxic ass people, mindset wise, now if they break up with you and they see you in public, they might bombard you, but sometimes they'll avoid you. They'll pretend you don't exist. They'll treat you like you don't exist, and a lot of times that's going to mess with people. A lot of people who see their narcissistic ex in public after the discard or after the breakup, they feel like their feelings are hurt because they act like they didn't see. Well, Lee, he acted like he didn't know who I was, and that hurt my feelings. Yeah, that the narcissistic person is going to try to do stuff like that to feel relevant in their own life. So they're going to try to make you feel irrelevant. They're going to try to take away your value. They're going to try to make you feel worse about the situation, right? This is what narcissists do. So when they try to do this, of course, they're going to make you feel a certain type of way. They're going to go above and beyond the call of duty to make you feel worthless. So they're going to ignore you like you don't exist, and it's going to make you feel a certain type of way. And sometimes it's not just to make you feel bad about yourself. Sometimes they do these behaviors right here. Sometimes they do these behaviors because, drum roll, they are cowards. They don't want to see you. They act like they see you, but their hearts are racing. Their hearts are beating. Their little narcissistic hearts are beating inside their chest. And they're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I don't know. And they just act like they don't see you. Oh, I'm a bird watcher now. I'm watching birds. Like they're cowards. So if they've broken up with you, like I said, this might not go that way, y'all. They might come talk to you, but sometimes, a lot of times, they'll pretend you don't exist in order to hurt you, in order to make you feel worthless, in order to make you feel bad about yourself and whatnot. Like that's the type of stuff that happens. It really is. And a lot of people deal with this. A lot of people battle this. A lot of people are struggling with their narcissistic partners when this type of stuff is happening, when this type of stuff is occurring. Again, y'all, it's not your fault. This happens in public and whatnot. But I tell people, just prepare. Because sometimes narcissists, it's not always going to be accidental that they see you, right? You're not always just going to see them by accident. They're not always going to accidentally see you. Like the first example I gave when the woman in my group, She said her ex comes to her job and just sits in there and tries to talk to her or whatever, tries to bombard her and wear her down, right? That's not always going to be the case either, because some of them will wear you down, but some of them will stalk you and try to be where you are. They'll go to the same restaurants that everybody, they'll go to the same restaurants that y'all used to go to. They'll go to the same places that y'all used to go to. They'll do a lot of different things, go to a lot of different places that you used to go to intentionally try to see you. And some of them will intentionally try to see you because guess what? They want to hurt your feelings, right? They want to hurt your feelings. They want to put you in the dirt. I'm not putting dirt. They want to hurt your feelings. They want to make you feel worthless. They want to, so they'll go to the same places that you used to go to, the same places that you used to be around or whatever. They do the same type of stuff. And then they might bring the new supply. If they have a new supply, they might bring the new supply and try to pretend like they're the happiest person on earth to make you feel a certain type of way. This does happen as well, right? This does happen as well. So this type of stuff this type of stuff really happens. So you have to prepare. You have to, like I said, you have to prepare. You have to contrast, and this is the way things go. Narcissistic people are going to continuously do the same thing over and over again. Like, they're going to mess with your head. They really are. They're going to mess with your head. They're going to do a lot of damage to you. They're going to do a lot of harm to you. And a lot of times they want to leave you broken. And sometimes they want to make sure that you're broken. Like, there are a lot of narcissists that want to make sure that you are broken. And the only way to make sure that you are broken is to go ahead and do some crazy. The only way to make sure that you're broken is to keep popping up on you to make you feel irrelevant. And I know this sounds childish. It sounds childish because it is. Yeah, it is childish. Just keep it hot and ready. It is childish. A lot of narcissists are childish ass people. They're like, we're adults, but we're adults. We're kids in adult bodies, right? We really are. We are children in adult bodies. You know what I mean? It's just that type of stuff right there. So again, not every single time you see a narcissist in public is it going to be accidental. Sometimes they're going to stalk you and plan those. They're going to stalk you and plan to see you like that. They're going to do this. You're going to see them through the bushes like, oh, you know what I mean? They're going to have binoculars and pretend that those binoculars are not used to stalk people. You know what I mean? Be careful. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people going to ask me like, well, we know how they might act, how they might behave or whatever, but what should we do if we see them in public? So I'll do a longer video on this later, but I'll give you some tips on how to do what you should do when you see it. I'll give you some tips on what you should do when you see your narcissistic ex in public. Like, do what you like, be you, be normal. Like, if a narcissist sees you, and I'll give you another example real quick. If a narcissist sees you, if you can't avoid them, if y'all work together or whatever, y'all at a work event, they might try to bombard you and like talk to you like nothing is going on. They might try to pretend for everybody else like nothing is going on, nothing different has happened because y'all in the same space. But behind the scenes, they might try to act crazy, right? They saw you in public by yourself. You should do this. You should do something similar. BIFF. Keep it short, y'all. If you have to communicate with this person, BIFF, brief, informative, firm, and friendly. You don't have to have long conversation with this person. Like, keep it cordial. If you want to keep your job or keep this support, keep your group or whatever, sometimes you have to keep it cordial and whatnot. If you so choose to, hey, I'm not telling you, look, some of y'all just like, well, Lee, I can't do that, Lee. They torture me. They treated me horribly. They abuse me. If I see them again, they gotta catch these hands. Sorry, Lee, great advice, but if I see them in public, they're gonna catch these. They're gonna catch these empathetic fists. I mean, you got your empathetic fists have names. You got the low impact uppercut, and you got the highly sensitive cross hook. He said highly sensitive, the HSP cross hook, the old highly sensitive person cross hook, and whatnot. But this is the type of stuff that you have to consider, y'all. I always tell you, don't let people get you out of character, because reactive abuse is a thing. Sometimes if a narcissist sees you in public, they'll try to antagonize you. Like, they'll try to use dog whistles, like they try to covertly trigger you behind the scenes. So you react in a huge way. And when you react in a huge way, you look crazy. And they look like you look crazy, and they get away with whatever they've said and whatever they've done. So you have to protect yourself at all costs in these situations, because if you don't, guess what happens? You lose. Willie, I don't want to lose. You're going to lose. if you don't control those reactions, because they're going to make you look like the antagonist if you can't control your reactions. So some narcissists, they'll ignore you. Some of them will try to get a reaction out of you. Some of them will try to pretend like they're the happiest person on the planet when you're out there, if you see them in public. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in and whatnot, y'all. Don't forget the kids book is available on Amazon. Remember, it's not your fault. Make sure to join my newsletter over at mentalhealness.net. We have we're doing an online workshop. We've had 3 in-person workshops this year: Dallas, Houston, Texas, and also in Washington, D.C. But the next one is going to be online because at the end of the year, it's not going to be super expensive, y'all. It's going to be limited seating. Join the newsletter to be the first ones to know about it. Healing for Narcissistic Abuse Workshop. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And as always, y'all, Mental Healness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. I am extremely grateful for you. Have no idea. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Helps reach more people. And click on the screen to watch another video or to browse through another playlist. There's also a link on the screen to check out my courses and my support groups to help you heal and understand what you've been through. Thank you so much again. I will see you in the next video.